The superhero genre might be dying, but we're trying to tell them there's a way out of this. You don't have to go the way of the Westerns. It's Spider Noir this time, but not every time. For you see, whenever there's authenticity, whenever they make something that is truly unique or great and doesn't subvert our expectations, it turns out that people love that sort of thing. But Spider Noir, that's the latest, and it's the greatest thing we've seen out of this genre in a long, long time. It's a great time, folks, every time you come by the studio here at Somewhere Sunny, USA, where it's glistening because you're listening to what we have to say. You're the gigawatts. The dream to stream comes true because of you. Click the like button, and let's dive into a true blue winner. Or is it black and white? It's all right, it's Spider Noir, and it's lighting up the ratings, and it's getting great reviews, too, from audiences just like you. Superhero films are falling, crashing, and dashing the hopes of studios all over the world, but there seems to be an exception to the rule, and Spider Noir is one such thing that is making people sing, wait a minute, this might be what saves the day. Maybe superheroes don't have to go the way of the Western genre. Spider Noir, a brand new TV show out there right now. You can watch it on Prime. 91% score on Rotten Tomatoes with the critics, but who cares about them? 93% with you, ladies and gentlemen. And the cool thing about this whiz is that it's hearkening back to some of the old films, old movies, old TV shows. And I think people are really responding to this. You've been watching it. You're not yet to the finish line. And so we're not going to do spoilers here. That's not part of what we're doing. It's not a review. But Wiz, what do you think about the idea that superheroes can make a comeback, which sounds funny to say, but I think we're there now. Superheroes can make a comeback if the studios are willing to be avant-garde, if they're ready to do stuff that surprises and thrills, but doesn't subvert expectations.
Yeah, this one was a really interesting, premise. I mean, Nicolas Cage, okay, is a Spider-Man, okay, and it's a noir, oh, and it's really good. And it's like, that's, these are things that you wouldn't have expected to have come together. And they did. And it's a very expensive show. We know this was not a cheap show, but Sony really didn't have much faith in it. And that's why Amazon ended up buying it. And look who's attached to this one, bro. Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Yep. Oh, what else have they done this year? Project Hail Mary. What else have they been a part of this year? Oh, The Sheep Detectives. Yep. These are 3 projects that have been awesome. These have been fantastic pieces of media, really pieces of art. I think Spider Noir is up there. When you compare this show, which only had one job, there's only one job with Spider Noir. It wanted to entertain audiences. And you take that and you compare it to everything that Disney is doing on Disney Plus with Marvel Entertainment. And there is no comparison. There is absolutely no comparison. Spider Noir, which it's a Sony production distributed by Amazon. What had Sony done previously? Madam Web, Craven, the Venom trilogy, all of those were garbage. They were terrible. And yet you have Phil Lord and Chris Miller come in, make something, and be part of a creative process of something that was authentic, that was sincere in what they were trying to do, that was a little unnerving in some places with how it kind of gets into a little bit body horror, a little too much for me at some points, just because I don't like the body horror stuff. And yet it sticks the landing. This is what superhero stuff needs to become if the genre itself is going to survive. There is no winking, nodding at the camera. There is no hey, we're in on the joke with you. Yeah, superheroes are cringe, right, audience? Right? As they wink at you, which is what Disney has become after Endgame. It's cynical. Everything Disney makes superhero is typically made through the lens of cynicism for the property. And Spider Noir is just fun Spider-Man stuff.
So this is where we go now, Wiz, to get I think, the real score. Criticless.com, and checking it on Spider Noir. 82% rating on the audience score, which is the only score that they have on Criticless, and 82% is phenomenal. 82% is phenomenal on Criticless. And I love the point you just made that this is what Disney should be doing on Disney Plus. If they were doing this on Disney Plus, they would have no problems with ratings. They would be in the top 10, and they're not. They're not. What they're producing is something entirely different. I'm finding it fascinating that the Into the Spider-Verse movies are doing fine, minus the delay. You've got the Spider-Man movies outside of, the weird Venom stuff. They're doing good, and yet everything else, Marvel, under Kevin Feige, is just not where it needs to be and on the verge of Star Wars style collapse. But it doesn't have to be that way. As you said, this is actually really good, and it's nice to cover because we try to go balls and strikes. So it's nice to cover, Wiz, something in the superhero genre that we can actually get behind and say, yes, we recommend this. Is it a recommend from you, Wiz?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, it's a recommend. And I actually wish they released it weekly. And I'm not a guy, I don't like weekly television. I really hate it. But that's only because I've been conditioned to hate weekly television because it's so unsatisfying now. Like you take Ironheart or Daredevil or things that, that released weekly or in batches. Like Daredevil was every single week. And it is a terrible show. But here's something that each episode was satisfying enough on its own. Yes,
that's a fantastic point because I was ripping Marvel, MCU, and the DC streaming stuff is actually probably worse. So yes. I want to, the Punisher or whatever it was. This wasn't Punisher. What was the one? What's the one that James Gunn just put out that was hard R?
Peacemaker season 2.
Peacemaker. We need to not give DC a pass. So.
Oh yeah. But it's also, not only are they bad in context of the show, but all of these other properties are terrible to experience week to week to week. You're not looking forward to it. It is a chore to watch because nothing happens. But you need to keep watching. At least in our case, we need to keep watching because we're going to talk about it here and we're going to try to give an honest review. We're going to try our best. This is where you Spider Noir, as I also said with something like the One Piece season 2. These are shows that actually the episodes were so good. I don't need to keep watching enough right now. I'm good with the hour. I'll come back next week and watch some more. You made good television again. Why waste it by dumping it all in one go? And that's a separate problem. But you look at the Disney Plus stuff, Daredevil, Ironheart, even WandaVision. I can't stand WandaVision. WandaVision with its mystery box setup with no payoff. Agatha All Along, Captain America, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. These are shows.
You're hurting me, Wiz. You're hurting me.
What, you liked WandaVision?
No, you're bringing up so many terrible things that I was forced to watch for the purposes of this channel.
See, I'm sorry. Usually when I'm getting into this conversation, there's always somebody that says, I really liked WandaVision. And I'm like, you weren't paying attention to it then. Were you watching it with your eyes closed? See, wait, with Pro on camera, we now could see him reenacting these reactions.
How I felt during all of those terrible, but mostly Agatha. Lauren, is this the path forward, you think, for the superhero genre? Like, is this where we go now, finding these things that are interesting and unique and not cookie cutter? Because we've been doing cookie cutter for like 14 years now.
Well, I do think they would be better served by shaking things up a bit, and I haven't started watching Spider Noir yet. I'm going to, and one of the things that I love about it is that it is the noir genre. And something that is cool about this, I love the noir genre. I love covering those style of movies when we do them on the Genre Guys. But Nick Cage played this character in the Into the Spider-Verse movies. He did a fantastic job there. I'm glad to hear this translates well into live action. I don't think you want to do everything noir, but I think you would be well served, for instance, by saying if you wanted to do a Superman movie, set it in the 40s or the 50s. You could do a black and white thing there where you do it straight and you do a golden or silver age version of the character.
Well, that's a great point. Superman belongs in a different era, I think.
Yeah, I think you could do Superman, say, in the 50s and do Batman in the 40s when he's allowed to be a little bit more brutal. Take advantage of the big black solid cars that you had at that time. Have a lot of Art Deco architecture. Go back to something like the Fleischer cartoon style. And maybe you'd get a little more of that old truth, justice, and the American way, too. I think that's what's lacking. We're so tired of irony. We're so tired of cynicism. We're so tired of, sorry, James Gunn, punk rock. let's get back to Americana and maybe see if the thing flourishes again.
I would also elevate that where maybe it doesn't all need to be noir. Maybe it doesn't even need to be like timepiece related, but sincere. It just needs to be sincere. It's got to be a sincere story. The Spider Noir thing, and Lauren, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts after you get around to watching it. But it's like, oh, they took Spider-Man, which a lot of these stories we've heard before. If you're a Spider-Man fan, you've heard some of these stuff. You know that you recognize these characters and names. And then they're like, let's tell a unique, original story with it. And let's get actors who are going to have a blast putting their all on the line with this. Just really getting into it. I mean, Donald Gleason as Brendan Gleason, the guy who played Mad Eye Moody in Harry Potter. I think it's Brendan Gleason.
Yep.
Silverman knocks it out of the park. Truly fantastic villain in this. I mean, every scene he's in, he just eats it up. It is a great watch. It's a good time. But we don't get that from the Disney Corporation anymore. We don't get that from Warner Brothers. I can't believe it. It's crazy that triple Amazon, triple Lord Miller, and that's the leading by example for sure. But it's making everybody else in Hollywood look terrible.
Now, one of the things that I wanted to make a gentle correction on is that I'm not saying that Superman and Batman need to be noir. I think that the reason that I'm focusing on a time shift, though, is because I feel like that's what gets you back to sincere. That's what gets you back to the source. That's what gets you back to before we were all about postmodernism. I'm going to pull a culture casino phrase here and say postmodern neo-Marxism. You know, let's get back to the American version of this thing.
Yeah, I say we get back to good. Back to good sounds pretty darn good to me. Hey, by the way, guys, we just did a segment where we were totally positive. So to all the boo birds out there who say we're just negativo, no way. We love Project Hail Mary. We love the Michael movie. And gosh darn it, we love Spider Noir.
And put another one in the can, folks. A video of excellence has been birthed into existence, and you were there to witness it. Thank you for participating. We hope you had a good time. Folks, it's a great time anytime we get to share time with you, and we mean it. The only thing additional we ask, on the way out the door, consider clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it and stick it to those pesky algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. And oh, by the way, if you would be so kind, perhaps share this out on your favorite social media platforms. Folks, we've got all kinds of content coming your way. If you are interested in going even beyond all of that, well, there's a Pro Store, and you can always find those items directly below the video you're watching. The Pro Store, it's a cool place to check out for items that, well, definitely Disney and the rest are not going to sell you, but we're happy to do so. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.